Doctor Strange is a fictional comic book character created by Steve Ditko. Don't know who Steve Ditko is? Well, you see, Stan Lee didn't create everything in the Marvel Universe. Specifically, Steve Ditko was an artist for Marvel Comics who came up with the visual design of many of the characters Stan Lee created, such as Spider-Man and Iron Man. However, Ditko is widely acclaimed for his efforts in having fully created the character Doctor Strange. And with a Disney-backed blockbuster film coming soon based on a character with decades worth of backstory, you'll need all the help you can get. This is Geeksplaining with a Doctor Strange primer. Strange first appeared fittingly in the Marvel Comics anthology series Strange Tales, issue 110 in 1963. The book was later renamed after the character himself. The acclaim for Ditko's work on Strange Tales came in the form of his trippy, surrealistic visuals depicting mystical landscapes, which, according to Stan Lee, was a hit with the college kids. Historian Bradford W. Wright is quoted describing the comics as adventures taking place in bizarre worlds and twisting dimensions that resembled Salvador Dali paintings. Dr. Strange remarkably predicted the youth counterculture's fascination with Eastern mysticism and psychedelia. Further, the comics introduced groundbreaking characters and story conceits before such things were commonplace in comic books, such as the character of Eternity, a physical personification of the universe drawn as a majestic silhouette filled in with cosmic imagery. The 1990s saw Doctor Strange just as often in short miniseries and graphic novels as much as his own ongoing self-titled series, with some classic stories being written by renowned science fiction authors such as J. Michael Straczynski and Brian K. Vaughan. The 2000s onwards saw him fall into more of a supporting role, but always an important one, going on to be an integral part of creator Brian Michael Bendis' team of the most intelligent and powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, calling themselves the Illuminati and featuring such intellectual heavyweights as Professor Xavier, Tony Stark, and Reed Richards. Now, Marvel is set to introduce Doctor Strange to film-going audiences in his own standalone feature starring Benedict Cumberbatch of BBC Sherlock fame and notable Star Trek villain Khan of the 2013 J.J. Abrams film Into Darkness. Doctor Strange is directed and co-written by Scott Derrickson, who is known for having written and directed the 2005 horror film The Exorcism of Emily Rose, along with many other horror films since then. The film is also co-written by John Spates, a co-writer of 2012's Alien prequel Prometheus and the upcoming original sci-fi blockbuster Passengers. Cumberbatch will, of course, star as Dr. Stephen Strange, the brilliant but egotistical surgeon who cares for nothing save for great wealth. However, a fateful car accident takes the use of his hands, leaving him scouring the earth for anyone or anything that can restore them. Deep in the Himalayas, he discovers the Ancient One, sorcerer supreme and master of the mystical arts, who sees Strange for the better person than he presents himself as, and takes him on as a pupil to teach him how to harness great magical powers and fight against threats employing the same level of power that nothing else in the Marvel Comics universe can handle. Despite not featuring any other comic book superheroes introduced in Marvel films, the movie still takes place in the wider and now well-established Marvel Cinematic Universe. To what extent the film will connect to Marvel's comic book movie oeuvre remains to be seen when the film releases on November 5th, 2016. Just remember to stay in the theater until after the credits, as I'm sure we will be treated to an extra scene that almost always establishes connections to future Marvel films. Thank you for watching. This episode is also presented as a podcast. Search for Geeksplaining using your podcast app of choice. Enjoy the movie.